See, leadership is not something that we actually consciously sought after, right? It was through personal development, perseverance over the years that Lisa and I have stepped into these roles individually, together as a couple.
Developing other leaders and mentoring people, it's just part of our life. It's what we do. We are always seeking ways to be of service to other people. And oftentimes this forces us out of our comfort zone, and it's resulted in a wealth of knowledge. And now we get to share that information with other people.
Today, what we're going to do is explore how overcoming personal challenges, mistakes, adversity can develop a person's leadership skills.
I thought Mike was having a bad dream until I opened up my eyes and I saw the light traveling around the foot of the bed. And it only took a split second for me to realize, oh my gosh, there is someone in our house. And it took 4 minutes to tick away on our bedside clock for our lives to change forever.
In those 4 minutes, the damage was immense. I was stabbed 9 times in my back and I was cut 7 times throughout my body, just trying to fight this guy off.
So we want to share with you a part of our process for overcoming our challenges so that you can move from surviving to thriving, whether it's either business or personal related.
Absolutely. What do you ask yourself as a leader? You know, are you aware of the issues that you're facing? Have you accepted the effects that they're having on you? You know, what actions are you taking to solve them? You know, awareness, acceptance, and action are 3 concepts we're going to explore with you today. Because there's no one on earth who can fully be prepared for any type of adversity or know what kind of tsunami that might wash up on their doorstep.
So awareness is the foundation for your growth and ultimately your success.
I mean, let's face it, there's only one of you. So spend time getting to know you. Who are you? Where are you mentally, emotionally, financially? You can't gauge your growth until you know your starting point.
Where some people are curious and seeking like Mike was, you know, others are just painfully aware. Pain can be a great motivator because when you're in enough pain, you come to realize that a problem exists.
Awareness often comes through other people. If you are willing to listen and learn from them, spend the time with positive people in your life. And if you don't feel you have any people like that, read books that are inspirational to listen to. Listen to messages. Today's world is completely different. It's at your fingertips. You have to feed and stretch your mind in order to grow. In his book, As a Man Thinketh, you know, William James stated that acceptance of what has happened is the first step to overcoming consequences of any misfortune. When you experience misfortune in your life, people's focus is naturally on the negative effects that happens, right? And the ripples that happen. It's hard and sometimes impossible to notice the positive in their lives because they're not taught that. They're not modeled that, right? In class, what do you focus on? You can be, I got 4 A's. Why you got that B? Right? It's always on the negative. It's never on the positive. So to achieve acceptance, you first have to acknowledge what exists. How can you accept there's a problem if you don't even know there's a problem or you're unwilling to see the problem? This is called denial, not the river in Egypt, right? It's a natural thing anyhow, but acceptance takes action. There is nothing passive about it.
Look, we all have struggles. Some of us, we can work through it on our own, and some we might need some help. You know, after that event in our lives, I could look at myself from the outside and see where I needed to work on some issues. Yeah. But there were some things that I knew I needed to get some help on because I couldn't do it on my own. I knew I was going to need to be vulnerable and open myself to other people. So with the help of therapists, and mentors and other leaders, I was able to learn that when you're facing adversities, you have to look at what you can and can't change. You can accept the fact that maybe you spend more than you should, but that's still something you can change. Yeah. Then there are things that are beyond our control, right, but we still have to accept, like debt and taxes and yep, unexpected events like what we went through. Yep. You know, acceptance, it can be a giant pill to swallow. Yep. You had to swallow some of those pills, right, Mike?
I had to swallow some horse-sized pills in my lifetime, right? And I'm sure many people out there too can make a list of the pills that they had to swallow of acceptance.
It's hard to accept the things that can't be changed. And sometimes that road seems so scary, so difficult that we don't want to accept it. But our lives are not problem-free. Nope. You are going to face adversities, especially as leaders. Yep. And by deciding what you can and can't change, it's going to make it easier for you to channel your energy in the right direction so you can let go of the things that you have no control over and start to overcome and focus on the ones that you do.
Leadership sometimes is lonely, right? The lead dog has no friends, right? So how do we start to accept our situation? Many people ask us. Well, Lisa and I had to remind ourselves many, many times that we cannot change what happened to us that night. We couldn't go back and do anything different. So we reminded each other that we only can move forward. So we need to take a clear, honest look of what was holding us back. Take a clear, honest look what's holding you back from reaching your goals. You have to stop the resisting the reality of your situation because being resistant only prolongs suffering you feel from that situation. It prolongs the frustration and it prolongs the anger around that obstacle. You know, I found that acceptance is a process. It takes way more effort than you think it is and requires a lot of courage. You know, once I started down that path, I noticed my personal fears, anxiety, my anger just started to reduce. It's like I was carrying around this 50-pound backpack. What I noticed that after I started accepting it, that backpack became less and less for me. Acceptance doesn't mean you're giving in or you're quitting, or that you agree with the situation that you're in. No. Acceptance grounds you in the present moment, right? So you can make plans to move forward. That's right. I mean, who here has a problem-free life?
Not me.
Not married to me. So that's just not a reality, right? Just not. Many people may not be ready to change. It takes work. You got to break out of the pain. That's right? You got to break it. But when you truly accept something, you undergo a transformation into the next concept. And I love this concept.
What
Action.
is it? Action.
That was the teaser.
A teaser.
For you.
Action.